at the first strikes by the Israelis happened at around 4:45 local time right here in the Tehran area. We personally didn't hear them, but certainly people in the west of Tehran heard some pretty loud blasts. The Israelis then also say that they struck two other areas inside Iran as well, one of them the northern town of Tabriz, and the other one Isfahan, which is sort of in the center of Iran. Then there was that attack on that petrochemical site. That's near the Iraqi border, near the town of Basra. The Iranians said that they immediately struck back. First and foremost, they said that they targeted two Israeli military bases, specifically the radar installations that affiliate with those military bases, but also then specifically in retaliation for the attack on that petrochemical facility. The Iranians say that they struck a similar facility, they attacked a similar facility near the town of Haifa. As has been noted, the Iranians now saying that they are suspending their military operations for now. They are saying that they have dealt what they call a heavy blow to the Israelis at this point in time. Right now, the military operation is suspended. Of course, the big question now is the diplomacy going to get going again? How far away are the two sides from the US and Iran from reaching some sort of memorandum of understanding that could then pave the way for broader peace talks? In the past couple of days, the Iranians have been saying that the going has obviously been very tough. I just spoke to a senior Iranian lawmaker who also echoed that as well, but at the same time said that if the Americans negotiate in good faith, then the Iranians certainly are up for negotiations as well, guys.
All right, Fred Plankton in Tehran for us. Thank you very, very much, Penny.
All right, well, let's go live now to CNN senior White House reporter Kevin Liptak. Kevin, President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke twice in the past 24 hours. Of course, as we know, President Trump wants this to stop. What more can you tell us about these conversations?
Right, and that latest conversation happening just a few hours ago this morning. Last night, the president encouraged Netanyahu not to retaliate against Iran. He actually told reporters that that would be his message to the prime minister before he actually got on the telephone. Of course, after that, we know that Israel did in fact respond to Iran firing missiles towards that petrochemical plant and other weapons facilities inside that country, all raising the question of just how much sway President Trump has on his top ally in Israel, and raising questions about the status of this negotiation that the president keeps saying is entering its final stages, but keeps failing to materialize. Now, as of now, the White House seems to be breathing a sigh of relief, as it seems like both sides are willing to de-escalate for now, although Israel is still reserving the right to go after Hezbollah in southern Lebanon, which at the end of the day is the conflict that seems to be upending some of these very fragile discussions. You know, President Trump last week having that expletive-laden phone call with Netanyahu, asking him to ease up in Lebanon as these discussions proceed. This morning, President Trump writing on social media that final negotiations on peace are proceeding subject to ignorance or stupidity getting in the way. The president also saying that things should move quickly. But again, the president has been saying this for quite some time, only to have, individual words, individual sentences in this memorandum of understanding seeming to hold up finalization of the document. It does seem clear at this point that the president and